this is Josee from stampinjo.com, and welcome to Stampin' Gals Gone Wild Wednesday, where Connie and I love to share free videos for you every single week. Now this card here is obviously not Christmas. You know what? I have done so much Christmas. I am ready to do some thank you cards and birthday cards and all kinds of fun little things and get out some bright colors. So this card here was actually made by my 13-year-old, and her and I worked on this card together. So it's kind of fun to see the progression of how she's gotten in her stamping and how fun it is that we do these kind of things together sometimes. So for this one here, we are going to be using the Best of Butterflies stamp set, and we get the Best of stamp set every single month. There's different ones, and this one's that we've had for a little bit, and we're going to be using this butterfly right here. So we want to stamp him 3 times on some Scrap Whisper White using Versamark, which is our embossing ink, the one that grabs onto that powder and is able to have beautiful detail in it. So just a scrap piece of paper 3 different times, and then I'm going to take my black powder and just dump it on top of each of these butterflies. Now there's no worries about putting too much because it doesn't actually use very much, and we can dump it all back into its container after. Okay, so once we're done with the powder, we're going to take our heat tool and we're going to heat set that. Now you're going to see I have black powder on the white around my butterflies. Realistically, I should normally use my embossing buddy because it takes that static out of the paper. But I'm actually going to cut these out, so it really doesn't matter. So these are finished being embossed, and you can see they are shiny and black and raised, and they just pop. But we are going to do the next step, which adds the magic to this card. So we're going to use our Stampin' Right markers. This is Daffodil Delight, Melon Mambo, and Pumpkin Pie. And we're going to start coloring from the inside out. So we're going to start with our lightest color. And you want to use your brush tip. And really, you're just pulling out that color. Now don't worry, no 2 butterflies are alike. It's kind of like a snowflake. So they don't have to be identical. They're like sisters or brothers, but not identical twins. So just start going out. We're going to use our pumpkin pie next. And last we're going to go with the Melon Mambo and fill in the rest. See how that's just turning out really, really pretty. Now you're going to end up with some white spots. And what I do for that is I just go back in with my yellow and make sure that the whole butterfly has color to him. So I'm just going to finish that part. And then I can go back with my yellow and just blend those colors together a little bit. And any white spots I actually just filled in with a bit of yellow. So we're going to do that with all 3 of our butterflies, and then we're going to cut it out just really close to that black line. So I finished cutting these out. Now, don't forget, make sure your hands are nice and clean before you keep going with your card. I speak from experience, believe me. I had to cut a few pieces of cardstock because I kept messing it up. Okay, so I've cut a piece of Melon Mambo to 4 1/4 by 11 and scored in the middle. I have a piece of Daffodil Delight, and this one was cut to 3 by 5 1/2. Next, I took a piece of Whisper White, 2 1/2 by 5 1/2, and already put it through the Big Shot using my square lattice embossing folder. And I'm just going to start assembling that. Okay, so now that I have it to this spot, I'm going to take these pretty butterflies and put some dimensionals on the back. So I found 2 on each worked really well, and start layering them on top of each other. So 1 at the top. You want to go fairly close to the top so you have room for your greeting at the bottom. So my next step is doing my greening. Now you can see I've already pre-punched my pumpkin pie cardstock, which I never do. I always stamp then punch, but for this one I'm actually going to show you how easy it is to use our photopolymer stamps. So these ones here are clear. You can see this is our lots of thanks stamp set in photopolymer, and they just peel right off of here, and they're just clear, so you can actually see right through and where you're going to stamp. You can press pretty hard on them and you will not be able to see those edges, which is another great thing. So now that I can see, I can actually look and put it perfectly in the middle of that piece. Isn't that nifty? I love these. And this is actually my favorite one because it's got all these thanks in it and they're beautiful greetings. So I'm going to take a couple of dimensionals, put it on the back of that, and then just pop that right at the bottom of my card. So I want to thank you for spending Wednesdays with us, ladies, and thank you so much for all the wonderful comments that we get.